Welcome to Fjooken Enterprises. As you can tell by the title of the video, we are talking about writing with Arthur here.
Hello.
Welcome, heroes and villains, to Fjooken Enterprises YouTube channel. Take a moment, relax, stop your bickering, and just enjoy the show. I usually tell you to do this at the end of the video, but Arthur has recently put out some really awesome compositions of music on his channel. I think you should just go and check those out. As I said, we are discussing writing, so what got you interested in writing in the first place?
Yeah, so for me, I kind of always wanted to be a writer when I was younger, but that was more creative writing. The writing I do now is at journalism. I am a tech journalist for a tech news website called Android Headlines. And the thing that got me into writing was getting into technology. So back in 2015, when I was getting into mobile technology, smartphones, tablets, I started to watch more videos about technology, reviews, hands-on how-tos, and then at it was around that point when I really wanted to start to review on my own. So that's when I thought an easy way to do that, besides making videos and getting on YouTube and everything, is to write. So ever since then, I've been practicing writing, applying for jobs when I was younger, and just writing, and practicing my skill. So that want to to be just like the people I saw on YouTube. That's what got me into writing.
So, do you just write tech reviews or do you write other fiction, non-fiction, or poetry?
When it comes to yeah, mostly I do write for tech. It's my day job, but I do some creative writing. So I'm super duper into creepy pastas and horror stories, and I started writing a couple creepy pastas. So that's basically it. Not much for poetry or other types of stories, though.
So, I'm guessing the genres you write are your tech reviews and creepypastas then.
Yes.
Uh, Most of the people I've interviewed that are writers are avid readers. I'm assuming you're the same. So, what genres do you read and why?
Yeah. So for me, for reading, I guess I don't have a specific genre because I've been picking up reading even more nowadays. I've fallen in love with mysteries. So I've been reading a couple Agatha Christie mysteries, and um, those always have me on the edge of my seat. And I'm reading a kind of a sci-fi suspense book called "The House at the End of the World" by Dean Koontz. It's so good. So definitely into sci-fi and definitely into mysteries.
Are you just published in the one area? Or did you have other do you have other places where you're published?
Oh no, I only post on to Android headlines, mostly because I'm an editor. So since I'm an editor at this site, working for other places is very complicated because it's basically like I'm basically a full time employee. So if anywhere else I were to publish, I'd probably post my stories to the creepypasta website. But that's pretty much it.
Since you do tech reviews every day and you that means and you're an editor, can you watch media without over analyzing it, or does your editor brain kick in when you watch or read media?
Um, Well, not really, because I know that when it comes to when it comes to like grammar and sentence structure, whenever I'm reading media, I don't really take those into account because I know that when it comes to journalism, I really focus on the grammar. But other stuff that I read creative writing, which is much more fluid. So um, I just kind of sit back and enjoy it. I don't really analyze it, you know.
For your creepy pastas, do you have any alpha and beta readers for that?
No, not at the moment, because I don't publish a lot for my creepypastas, so mostly it's just me kind of reading and going through. But when it comes to like how many creepypastas I've written, it's not really a lot. Some of them are just kind of short stories on Reddit. So I mean, if I were to pick, I am working on a longer short story, which is a lot more fleshed out, which I may probably finish and post. But other than that, no, I don't have any alpha or beta readers.
I'm guessing since you started writing as a tech journalist, even before you became the editor, there was an editor that your work had to go through before it was published. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, so there are a handful of editors now, and depending on what time I wrote, every single one of my articles will go through an editor. Yeah.
Have you have you ever thought of have you ever thought of going into editing science fiction or fantasy or those type of books at all?
No, that hasn't crossed my mind because I know that when it comes to editing articles and when it comes to editing stories, they're two different beasts, and I'm much better when it comes to editing articles because when it comes to editing like news articles and conveying your ideas in a journalistic fashion is a lot different than when it comes to creative writing. So I don't really see myself jumping across the river to nonfiction.
Have you have you seen people jump across the river either way?
Personally, I don't. I haven't.
Do you have any advice for people who for do you have any advice for your fellow writers out there?
Yeah, so trying to get into journalism, it can be tough, especially if well, yeah, I'll say this. It could be tough. I think it make it even tougher now because of artificial intelligence and generative AI. Like I think that is going to be um a big player in securing jobs going forward. I guess the best thing I can say is keep writing, keep putting your work out there, and keep looking for sites. Like definitely go for the big fish, go for the bigger sites, but keep an eye on some of the smaller sites too, because I feel that those sites are less likely to fire half of their staff for AI and less likely to look at you and say, well, do you have 15 years experience and a master's degree? Um, Definitely start at some of those smaller sites. Put your application in for them because working with them it's a lot less stressful, and you'll it'll be a lot easier for you to build up your resume. And like I say, right now we're still figuring out the effects of AI in journalism. So I have no idea if a year from now or 2 years from now, if we could even be having this conversation, if AI would replace 90% of all human writers. So just keep going at it, and yeah, keep looking for places to write at.
So you have no idea if AI is gonna replace writers anytime in the future.
Honestly, I'm kind of split into into two paths on that one. The more pessimistic person of me is saying like it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Because we've already seen human beings be replaced by AI. We're seeing a lot of the smaller, more trivial, repetitive tasks be automated now, and so plus it's a lot cheaper to have one person sit at a desk and generate articles all day than to pay 20 writers to sit and write these articles. So I'd say, yeah, that's definitely a big risk down the road of like journalists losing their jobs due to artificial intelligence. But I would say the more optimistic side of me is saying there will definitely be holdouts, publications who say no to AI, and who are run publications that are run by journalists who who themselves are fearing their jobs being taken over. So like keep a lookout for sites like those, sites where they want to have human writers and not generative AI. So I guess my prediction is a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. That's inevitable. And I think a lot of people are going to lose them from bigger companies that are more focused on streamlining and cutting costs. So if you're working for a major website, as AI gets more advanced, the chances of being replaced are going to grow. So, but I think that a lot of the smaller sites will get a lot of the people who were fired. And who knows if that will help those sites grow as they get more people willing to work. And so, yeah, a lot of people are going to lose jobs, I'm afraid. But who knows? Like I say, we're still uncertain about what's going on because we're not even a year into generative AI.
So as we finish this interview, is there anyone or anything you would like to shout out this time?
Um, yeah, to shout out, I'm not 100% sure if I have too many recommendations, but I would like to say, just keep looking out for new content wherever you see it, and yeah.
Uh, the links to author's YouTube channel as well as author's the as well as the website that authors works for will be in the description below. And I hope to see you in the next video.
Thank you.